Hello, hello. Next part of this series. Um, Last time, oh yeah, I did Devon's. Obviously, at this point in time, we did the full moon ritual, and the jig was up basically of you kind of messing up things, kind of not on purpose per se. It was just due to your inexperience. And now the villager actually wants to solve things a little bit more on their own with the help of your magic, but actually put the work and confronting the problems. With Devin, we actually did a counting backward meditation to kind of help calm his nerve before his presentation to Mel and Ruth. Since he managed to find actual inspiration with other community musicians. So yeah, and it worked like a charm. He did mention that he'd like to have something to carry with him at all time to kind of remind him of his own, abilities. And it gave, our main character some ideas for him, and basically said, "Oh yeah, there could be like some antiques that we could enchant, and help him, get the stuff, but we need to haggle the prices because the first time that we checked, we were in like the thousands, and I'm nowhere near close. So, but let's continue with Jean. So you walk to Jean's cafe. Jean's baking something super yummy. You walk into the cafe. You notice there's only one customer, but you can't tell who they are behind the newspaper they're reading. Hey, Jean. Miss Tina, what are you doing here? Is this how you greet all your customers? I breathed your spell. It's the release charm. What is this? The release charm you asked for? I didn't ask for that, but I got a letter from you. Don't tell me he's refusing the spell again. You thought you were past that. I never sent a letter. You hear the rustling of the newspaper. You look over at the other customer. You see them wearing oversized sunglasses and a hat. Maybe they have a mustache too? But when you make eye contact, they quickly pull the newspaper back up. Eavesdropper. But the letter had your name on it. I told you I never wrote the letter. Maybe you wrote it in your sleep? Main character, please. I do not write in my sleep. I know, you have a twin. I do not have a twin. Now, if you don't mind, I'd like to get back to... The person reading the newspaper clears their throat. You and Jean look over at them. I think I have an explanation. The customer drops their newspaper, removes their hat, sunglasses, and mustache? I ordered a spay, Jean. Mel? You should be home, you're so sick. You didn't realize that the customer was your wife? Oop. He's been too wrapped in baking madeleines to notice much these days. Just go and look in the trash. Oh my god, the tragedy. You walk over to the trash can. It's filled to the brim with madeleines. They're all failures. And how would you know? Did you let anyone try them? All of these madeleines are failures? But it smells so good, and they looked baked to a perfect light gold. I do not serve failure at this cafe. Jean and Mel continue to quarrel. But you can't take your eyes off the trash can. You can feel the madeleines radiating heat. These madeleines are fresh. Your mouth begins to water. There doesn't seem to be anything else in this ration, so really... Okay, I'm going to make the same comment I did the first time I recorded this. I would pick it. A madeleine that doesn't have any contact with anything underneath, but they're all madeleine, so it shouldn't matter. But I would definitely pick a top part. and be like, you know what, fuck this, I'm going to eat that. It's just a bin full of fresh, perfectly baked madeleines. That means you could totally... All because one critic said, that critic again. Who cares about critics when there's a whole bin of madeleines in front of you? Eat a madeleine. Yes, Miss Tina, there's no need to hold back now. Just reach your hand out and... Miss Tina, what are you doing? They were calling me. I know that's a lie, but there were 1,000 little voices saying, eat me, eat me. Those voices were in your stomach. You know what? Mel's right. This tyranny ends today. I never said anything about Taran. You take your hand and shove it into the trash bin of madeleines. Take a fistful of madeleines. Get out of here. I'm gonna take all of it. You lock eyes with Jean as you shove the fist full of madeleines into your mouth. Who cares that you can barely chew them? They're finally in your mouth, and that's all that matters. You just ate from the... What? Does that bother you? Next thing you know, Mel shoves her hand into the trash bin of madeleines, locks eyes with Jean, and shoves a fistful of madeleines into her mouth. She coughs from hardly being able to breathe, but she stands proud in her defiance. You both just ate. You try to keep your eyes locked on Jean, but this buttery flavor, this light, fluffy texture, like a delicate cloud of magic. This is true magic. This is previous. Am I in heaven? Jean, these are truly... You see Jean's expression change from horror to Jean. Let me make some tea. Jean runs off to the kitchen and brings a tea tray. Let me grab a platter of those madeleines. For the madeleines. Mel grabs a platter, puts some madeleines on it, and brings it to the table. Jean, you simply must serve these at the festival, though ideally not from a trash bin. How could you ever think these were bad? Jean and Mel look at each other. There was a critic who came to the cafe. I didn't know he was coming until a few hours before, so I rushed and baked some madeleines along with a few other things. But while rushing to get everything, I forgot about the madeleines and let them bake too long. The next day, he said that my dry madeleines revolted him in his review. I see. But that's the only negative review Jean's Cafe has ever gotten, isn't that right? Wow, really? That's impressive. Exactly. That's why I ordered the release charm. You ordered a spell? That explains the weird letter. Mel, I just want you to move on from that one single critic who caught you on the wrong day. Honestly, he probably knew that when he wrote that review. When I had my issues with the city, you had the idea to move out here so I could be happy. So I could get away from all the people who didn't think I was capable. I realized how much of a sacrifice that was for you. This charm is my way of telling you not to let those kinds of people get you down. You're so talented, Jean. It's not worth spending your time on people who think otherwise. Thank you. They're the cutest couple, I swear. Is Jean smiling? I suppose you won't be needing that curse. Curse? What curse? Coventpolitan says only the most advanced witches should perform curses. And Miss Tina, you're still a witch in training. No, I don't think so. I should start preparing the ingredients for the batter. That way, we can make it a day or so ahead, then bake all the madeleines the day of. We can serve local tea blends along with them. Yes, I think that's an excellent idea. Let me write that down on my to-do list. I have a meeting with the vendors coming up, so I can mention it then. It won't be too much work? Not at all. Mel raises her cup of tea. To the festival! To the festival! To the festival! Jean and Mel chug the rest of their tea. Let's do this. Yes. Suddenly, Jean and Mel take off, leaving you at the table. But you overhear them talking. You know, Maybe you should consider writing that cookbook you've been thinking about after the festival. I keep all my recipes in my head. Jean memorizes all his recipes? Yup. Once you do some recipes often enough, you don't really need a recipe book. Sometimes it's a guideline for proportions, but sometimes you just know. Although for baking, that'd be much harder. But maybe writing them down would be good. Also, please go home and rest. Fine. Hey, doesn't Jimenez's shop have an old journal? I bet Jean could use that. And I could enchant it for him too. I wonder if that would be a good idea. Sounds like a lovely idea. Let's talk to Nisha. You walk up to Nisha's home and knock on the door. Miss Tina, I know why you're here. You want to talk about what happened. Yeah. I've been worried about you. I guess that's fair. It's not every day you see a tornado of art supplies. You seem to have made yourself some interesting friends. How about going to our usual spot and talking about it? Sure, let's go. You and Nisha head to the beach. You feel like she's walking closer to you than usual. You arrive at the beach and sit on a couple of rocks. So. Oh, not that audio glitch. First, you have to promise not to laugh. I'm a witch. If there's one person who's going to listen to someone about feisty spirits, it's me. I know. It's just the only person who ever believed me was the village witch. So I'm more used to people not believing me. What kind of spirits are they exactly? The last witch called them fibbly nibblies, but I don't know if that's a real thing or not. I've never heard of them, but that doesn't mean anything. Spirits aren't exactly my forte. They got me into so much trouble as a kid. They'd pull on whoever was sitting in front of me's hair. Like, that sentence again. They'd knock supplies off shelves. They'd even eat other kids' lunches. Then I would yell at them to stop and get scolded for shouting in the middle of class. Everyone thought I was acting out for attention. That wasn't the case. I knew everyone would think I was weird if I told them the truth, so I hid it. And that just made things worse. If the witch believed you, how come she didn't give you a cleansing spell? She tried, but Grana once again believed everything was fine. She thought I'd outgrow it. Clearly, I haven't. The witch left soon after that. It's a good thing I'm here then. Time to banish. Maybe we'll slip them a sleep spell. Let's curse them into oblivion. Let's go with a sleep spell. No. See, the problem is they're my friends. Your friends? Yes. But they ruined your childhood. Yeah, they got me into a lot of trouble, sure, but they're the ones who introduced me to art. We used to get along most of the time, just people don't understand them or me. Again with the sound, audio, I'm sorry for the glitch. Instead of listening to me, people would be like, just stop, which in turn made things worse. Okay, now I'm lost. This is turning to be story time with Nisha, isn't it? You notice Nisha fidgeting a lot with her hands. She must be feeling nervous still. Here, take her hand. She looks up at you and smiles. Thanks, Messina. It looks like she calmed down a little bit. This is hard to talk about, but here it goes. I'm home alone one day, as I usually am because Gran worked a lot. I hear this weird chattering coming from outside, so I go and take a look. Except I don't see anything. But then I hear it again, but a little further off. So I follow it, but every time I think I've caught up, it's just a little further away. Eventually, the chattering leads me to an old art studio. Gran boarded it up after my parents died, since they ran it. I hear the chattering again, except it's coming from inside this time. I pry a loose board off one of the window and go inside. Listen, how old are you? You know, were you a child? How do you pry a loose board off with so much ease? And that's when I see everything. Canvases, brushes, paints, charcoal, and more. It was like stumbling into Wonderland. Every time I think I'd found everything, their chattering led me to more supplies. Before I know it, it's night, and I've created all this stuff. It's when I hear Gran and a group of villagers enter the studio. It ends up they've been looking for me. I hide, thinking I'm in trouble, but no. We're back at it again. The dot, comma, and but. Did whoever wrote the dialogue wrote it on their phone? That must be the only reason, because that kind of autocorrect, listen. But no, Gren is just happy I'm safe. I swear I saw a tear go down her face as she looked around the art studio. The only tear I've ever seen from her. She then declares that the village will reopen the studio. From then on, I spend most of my time there. And the Fibbly Nibblies? I chatted with them every day while I worked, bouncing ideas off them and stuff. Without them, I wouldn't be the artist I am today. Wow. Now I want spirit friends. I want to meet them. No banishing. I want spirit friends. Goodbye, Naggy Ramsey. Ramsey seems a lot less troublesome than the Fibbly Nibblies, though. I suppose that's true. I don't know if I could deal with that. Also, I would miss Ramsey. Do you think there's anything you can do to help me? Or rather, us? As I mentioned before, spirits aren't my forte. You also want to them to stick around. I'll have to think about it. I wonder if they're mad I left for school. Could be. Nisha stands up and takes a big breath. Well, that's my story then. Now you know all about the Fibbly Nibblies. Are you going to head back to the studio? Yeah, I should probably get to cleaning. They should have hopefully calmed down. They tend to after a big blow up. If there's anything I can do, make sure to let me know. Yeah, will do. Well, I should get going now. Thanks again for the chat. Sure, anytime. Pluto? That is the planet of connection and boundaries, especially in relation to spirits and such. Not surprising considering Nisha's strained relationship with the Fibbly Nibblies. Yeah, incorporating something associated with Pluto could help Nisha. Time to write that in my grimoire. Okay, let's talk to Ruth. You walk up to Ruth's home. After the full moon ritual, you wonder what state she'll be in. You knock on the door. Miss Tina, how good to see you. Are you here to deliver my spell? Yup. It's right here, the memory incense. You hand the memory incense to Ruth. Yes, these should help. What are you trying to do? You know what I mentioned at the full moon ritual? You not being the mayor and going traveling? Yes. So you intend to do that? Are you not? No, I am, but as much as the idea of exploring the world excites me, I've never really left Flora, so the idea also terrifies me. I see. Just go for it. I feel that. Why pressure yourself to go when you know you can be comfortable right here? Yes, I think that's precisely it. I'm comfortable in Flora. Even with my desire to leave, it's strange. I wish I could just take it with me wherever I go. Is that what the memory spell is for? Mm-hmm. Before I used these incense, I thought of taking a walk. Would you care to join me? A walk sounds nice. Let's head out then. You and Ruth head out on your walk around Flora. First, you come to the lake. I have many happy memories with my daughter and Nisha here. Both of them are so similar. They loved running and playing in the water, in finding small little critters. I still listen to the crickets and frogs when I come here. The sound take me right back to their childhoods. I wish I could take this lake with me wherever I go. Ruth just might have given you an idea. Yes. You gave her the memory incense, which she can burn once she gets home, but what if you have another tool to help her keep her dearest memories close? Ruth? Yes, Miss Tina? What if I told you I had a tool you could potentially use to take the lake with you? Is this some experimental magic? No, not at all. I've used it before. It doesn't require magic at all. It might even improve your ability to use the memory incense. But it's not magic. No, it's more of a sensory tool to help you focus and remember details. Interesting. What does it entail? You're already an avid walker, so you might already be doing some of these things. The gist of it is being very mindful of your surrounding. When I find myself in a place I want to remember, I use my senses to create a sort of snapshot. You can do this by focusing on one sense at a time. Does that all make sense? You're right. It is something I've somewhat done on my walks before. I've never actively tried using my senses to create memories, but I think I'd be willing to try. Great! How about on this walk, we do some practice then? That sounds like a good idea. Since we're already at the lake, let's try on focusing on one of our senses here. Let's start with sight, sound, smell. So obviously she already said like the sound of it. I'm going to take all the options that I've taken in the last time I did the recording. And I'd pick smell. So I focus on what? I can smell? Yep. I think closing my eyes helps with this. Okay. Ruth closes her eyes and takes a deep breath. I think I can smell the lake. Maybe it's the algae? It has an earthy smell, but it's not bad. I can also faintly smell what Jean's baking at his cafe, but there's also the smell of cut grass. This is a lot to take in. Yeah, it can be, but don't worry about trying to hold on to everything just yet. I find it usually takes a few sessions to complete a snapshot. That makes sense. I think I'd like to make our way to the forest next. You and Ruth walk to the forest. I always come here when I feel like hiding from the world. I used to be afraid of those woods. When I was a little girl, I played hide and seek at night here with friends. I lost my way while looking for a hiding place, and suddenly, all the trees looked like monsters. Fortunately, my screams let my friends find me. That's awful. It was at the time. But then I became determined to know these woods. And now we're good friends. Ready to practice one of the senses? Sure. How about touch? Am I supposed to walk around and touch things? Sure. Unless there are things you shouldn't touch, like animals or poison ivy. Try focusing on how the ground beneath your feet and the air against your skin feels. Okay, I think I understand. Ruth starts to walk around the woods. She put her hands on a tree trunk and then on the forest floor. Everything is so warm. You can tell it's alive, but it's also slightly damp to the touch. That was very good. I think you're getting the hang of this. Thank you. I think this is a good exercise. It's also very relaxing, sort of like meditation. Yeah, it is. I think I know where I'd like to go next. It's to my secret spot. Whoa, I get to see Ruth's secret spot? Only a few know about it. Follow me. Ruth takes off on a brisk walk through the woods. You can hardly keep up. You notice the elevation is rising. Now you know why Ruth is such in great shape. How much further? You'll see. You huff and puff your way up. Ooh, my voice crackling. You huff and puff your way up. Ruth seems fine. You come to a sudden clearing. We're here. Wow. Aw, such a pretty picture. I still like it. After you catch your breath, you look out. You can see all of Flora from here and more. How far did we just walk? Isn't it wonderful? This isn't my secret spot if I'm completely honest. Our previous witch showed it to me. I want to try focusing on one of my senses up here. I think that's a great idea. How about you try sight? Okay. Ruth takes a deep breath. Everything looks so tiny, yet you can tell it's full of life. I can see the mountains, the beach, the village, and the whatever was there. These landscapes are all so different, yet they all belong together in the valley. If you were to take one away, it'd somehow be incomplete. I wish I could stay here forever, but I know I can't. I know I have to leave, even though I'll be back. When I return from my travels, this is the first spot I'll visit. Ruth turns and looks at you. Thanks for coming up here with me, Miss Tina. Of course. This has been the best workout I've had in a long time. Fortunately, going downhill is much easier. Come on, let's go. You and Ruth make your way back down to the mountain and to her home. I think I'll have to practice that sensory technique more later. This might sound strange, considering I just asked you for a way to remember Flora, but I wish I had something to help me cleanse a space too. Like, as a final way of letting go and preparing myself to move on. Does that make sense? Of course. Kind of like taking what you want, then moving on. Yes, I think that's exactly it. Of course, I'm not asking for anything extra. These memory incense should really help. I think it's back to the festival preparations. I've been away too long already. I'll be on my way then too. Bye. Something to help you say goodbye and move on, but in a good way. Maybe a besom could help with that, therefore sweeping away energies to make space for new ones. I'm pretty sure I saw a small broom at Jimenez I could use. I wonder if that would be a good idea. Maybe. Let's talk to Mel. Please let Mel be better. Please let Mel be better. You approach Mel's house and gently knock on the door. Come in. You enter the home and see Mel curled up in the couch with some soup. You notice she's surrounded by flowers and other foods too. Don't I look in a sad state? Sorry. As we said at the full moon ritual, it's not entirely your fault. You're not the only one who got carried away. I got so worked up about everything needing to be perfect, about making sure everyone else is having a good time. To be at my best, I need to rest. So you're not mad at me? Of course not. I'm madder at myself than anyone. But tell me, do you think I'm boring? Huh? Can people even be exciting? I think most people are boring. Not really. Not really. I mean, I did get to see what happens when magic goes wrong. That's an exciting experience. Oh my god. Though, potentially not a good one. But I wouldn't call it boring. Why do you ask? Seems kind of out of the blue. Because I think everyone likes Jonas better than me. Aw, sweetie. You're jealous of Jonas? I am. People are always laughing with him. More like at him. And he's always getting invited to parties. Do you like parties? Nah, I'm too old for that stuff now. But people just seem to like him. Oh, bitch. See, that's the part that bothers me also with Mel. It's like, but he gets invited to parties and I don't. I'm like, do you like parties? No, but, he gets invited. I'm like, but you're not interested in parties? So maybe that's why people don't invite you? Maybe, just maybe. And you don't think people like you? Of course not. I'm the one managing the budgets. who gets angry over toilets, and who has to tell Jonas and his crew to hurry up. Everyone hates me. You retake a look around the room, you notice all the food and flowers, and get well cards. Did Jean get all this stuff for you? No, but he made the soup I'm eating. Then where is all of it come from? Various people from the village, my co-workers at the town hall, etc. Oh my god, I would slap her face. Wake up and look around you. They heard about me feeling down and sent over all of this. I don't know where they found the time with everything that needs to get done. Bitch. Yeah, that's my face. That's exactly my face. I want to be showered in GIF. Sure seems like a lot of effort. Maybe it's all poison. I picked this one. Sure it seemed like lots of effort. I know I wouldn't do that unless I liked someone. Like a lot. Yes, preach. So you're saying people like me? Yes, bitch. Oh my god. I think so. Maybe you're like my gran. She's always scolding me, but she's always teaching me too. And even though she's a little stodgy, that I didn't know how to pronounce it, I still don't know how to pronounce it. She has taught me a lot of neat spells, and without her, I wouldn't be here now. Right now, I don't know where I'd be if I'm completely honest. I'm trying to say that you are necessary, Mel. If everyone were a goofball like Jonas, nothing would get done. True. There wouldn't be any festival at all. And what's more boring than that? Mel falls silent and looks around the room. You're right. I'm surrounded by the village's love right now, aren't I? Mel looks down at her bowl of soup. And Jean's love too. What did Jonas bring you? Mel's dart around the room. Oh my god, that brat! His sister is sick from stress and he hasn't come to see me? Knowing Jonas, he probably didn't want to bother. Suddenly, there's a knock at the door. Who could that be? Come in. Jonas walks in. Hey sis. Perfect timing. What are you doing here? Jean said you weren't feeling well. Actually, I'm feeling a lot better right now. I think some rest has done me good. It's about time you tried that instead of all that magic. No offense, Miss Tina. No, I think we might have overdone it. Anyway, I thought I'd come over to see you if you need any. Nope, everyone out. What? I just got here. I need to rest to ensure I'm in tip-top shape by tomorrow. The festival isn't going to organize itself. So come on, get. Mel shoos you and Jonas out of the house. Well, I guess I'll head back to work. Sheesh. It seems like she's on the mend anyhow. Yeah, I think she'll be alright. Knowing Mel, she'll be up and at them by tomorrow. I should get going, though. Bye. Sounds like Mel struggles with finding balance in her life and realizing people do care about her wellness. Venus? Maybe Mel should incorporate things attributed to Venus in her life. Let me write that down in my grimoire. And time to see my boy. Jonas, talk to me. On your way to the town square, you see Jonas and the dog running around together outside. Come here, boy. Oh, Caesar. He's so cute. It looks like a golden. It looks like someone finally got a bath. Oh, yes, he did. And now you're a beautiful boy, aren't you? I love his face. It's so, like, this is the face of pure, bliss. Have you given him a name yet? Oh, you're right. You forgot to give him a name? No, I just forgot to mention it. Messina, meet Caesar. He's settling in pretty well, I think. I will take him down to the festival site later today and introduce him to everyone. You're going to come with me wherever I go, right, boy? Aww. Everywhere? Even on dates? Why, do you not like him? Does it matter if I like him? I mean, maybe, because he's always going to be near me, so if you want to be near me, Ramsey and I might be able to get used to having a dog around. Really? But only if he's a good boy. And you are a good boy, right, Caesar? Some of my crew members also have dogs, so they've been helping me figure things out. Caesar is my first pet, so I've learned a lot. That new love charm you made must have been pretty potent. I care about people and stuff, but I've never felt this way about something before. Like, I've always liked animals, but having an actual pet feels so different. True. I can't speak to pets, but witches are pretty close to their familiars. Yeah, they kind of like partners, like a partner, right? Yep. Well, except when they say your spell is too powerful, they don't let you nap. They tell you not to eat strange fungus, they don't let you nap. I tried explaining that napping is just a form of deep meditation to Ramsey, but he didn't buy it. I mean, it kind of is. My mind is calmest while asleep. I think there is the calmest while asleep, maybe. But apparently, napping lacks intention or whatever. I mean, it sounds like Ramsey was just trying to help you. The other day, I gave Caesar a bath and stuff, and I started thinking about what I yelled at my crew again. And I started feeling sad and angry at myself. Caesar came up to me and just put his head on my lap, and I calmed down. It reminded me that even though one bad thing happened, my crew helped me a lot with Caesar. So if they aren't still mad at me, maybe I should stop being mad at myself. Caesar, you're pretty powerful for just being a pet. Of course. He's the strongest boy. Scratch Caesar behind the ears. Whoa, you give Caesar pets? Maybe he's alright. You hear that, Caesar? The witch says you're alright. I knew you'd come around to him. You want to go for a walk? I suppose we could do that. Messina, do you want to come with us? Let me think. Spending more time with both of you? I think I'd like that. Yeah, we'd like that too, right, Caesar? You, Jonas, and Caesar all go for a walk through the woods. Caesar has a good time sniffing around and barking at the birds. You and Jonas joke around and have a good time. Suddenly, Caesar runs off. Caesar, where are you going? Come here. I've had the dogs for a few days and I've already lost him. I'm sure he'll come back. Caesar, Caesar. Just as suddenly as he ran off, Caesar comes back. Caesar, don't scare me like that. Wait, what do you have there? Jonas takes a bouquet of wildflowers from Caesar's mouth. Did you bring me flowers? Caesar nudges you with his snout. Oh, am I supposed to give these to... Jonas looks at you. You look at Jonas. These are for you. You take the wildflowers from Jonas. Thanks. Look at this matchmaker. Caesar is such a good boy. I should get these into some water. We can walk you home then. We should get to the festival grounds anyway. Jonas and Caesar walk you home. You catch Jonas looking at you out of the corner of your eye. When you do, you both look away from each other, blushing. Stop being so cute, damn it. Well, here we are. Good luck with meeting everyone today, Caesar. I'm sure he'll get along with the crew just fine. Yeah, I think so too. Catch you later. Huh? Venus? Jonas does seem to love Caesar, and it looks like he's working on being kinder to himself too. Alright then, that's another thing to take note in the grimoire. That's the end of today. Home. Let's crash. Yeah, this is going to have, things are going to move pretty fast from here. Should probably pace myself. That way I can maybe do one more recording and finish the whole thing. You've got a shiny thing for me? This place really does have a lot of crystal. What is it this time? Selenite. This crystal always reminds me of the moon. What a lovely shade of white. Definitely using this later. Thanks, Ramsey. Thanks again, Ramsey. Oop. Okay. Oh, Miss Tina. I did it again. I didn't mean to, but I couldn't stop it. I know I need to take it easier. I know I need to balance everything better, but it's so hard. Do you have a potion or anything that could help? I'm so overwhelmed. Yo, Miss Tina, I want to fix my relationship with my crew. I think I'm ready to take responsibility for my actions the other day, instead of beating myself up over them. Maybe an oil or something could help? Okay. I want to figure out how to talk to the Fibbly Nibblies, but they're too strong. I know I need to figure out how to change things between us, but I need to know where to find answers. Do you have an oil for that? Okay. Ooh, antique discounted. A clear out sale. Let's go. Whoa, big discounts? Yeah, talk about perfect timing. I don't think I'd be able to afford Jimena's antiques otherwise. There are some items I'm thinking of crafting. I'm not entirely sure yet. I'm still figuring them out, but I'll make sure to tell you when I know. I wonder why Jimena's put everything on sale. Maybe she's sick of having her inventory lying around? We should definitely go check out the sale. We will. Let's start with the garden first. The same ritual. I also have so many chores to do. And editing and uploading. Let's see. The only thing that kind of bums me out is really because redoing all of this really prevented me from recording Valkyrie Profile. And my goal was to have several Valkyrie Profile episodes to release alongside with this game. So that means that would be like 2 episodes per week. And one would be Valkyrie Profile, the other one would be Witchy Life Story. Yeah, that way there's something a little bit like different throughout the month of June. But because I have to re-record that and I have so many chores to do at home, I don't know if maybe I could squeeze 1 episode, but I'm not certain yet. And that bothers me just a little. So planned, that's rosemary for the shield, the blue pea flower, and hollyhock for Venus. There we go. That's kind of like the tiny bummer that I have. Boundaries potion. Keep crafting. Jonas. Oh, hold on. An oil. That's that. An oil to help him apologize. So heart is rose, blue pea flower, and that was hollyhock again. Just to make sure. Heart, the blue is blue pea flower. Yeah, okay. Maybe later today, depending on what I have. Forgive oil. I love the aesthetic. I keep saying that. Even though it's the second playthrough, I still love the aesthetic, like graphically speaking. An oil. There we go. So the shield is rosemary. Burgundy for geranium. And this is, I think this is the allium plant. Yeah, allium. There we go. Okay. Divination oil. Finished. Okay, we're ready to go. Let me put this here. And then we have like one more crystal here. Aww. I wouldn't know what to put. Let's put the world. Hierophant. I love this flower. Temperance. This is such a pretty card. Let's do that. Here, put some flowers here. Lavender, I guess. And chamomile. Yee. Ooh, so many pretty bottles. Actually, this one is pretty. I like it. The blue one too. I love this sphere. So many things to pick. There, let's put it here. And then perhaps the blue one. I like this flask. It's cute. And oh, these for crystal again? Nah. Okay, I think that's good. Let's go out to the village. I will probably have time for like one. Okay, let me just go there first. Talk to me. Oh, did you get my letter? Does that mean you're here to buy my antiques? I sure hope it is. I'm thinking of doing a bit of a rebranding after the festival. Maybe something like Jimenez Common Goods. Nothing exciting sold here. Not that I'm not glad you've been a loyal customer during your stay, but I need more than one customer to keep this shop open. That's enough for me. Enjoy the low prices. And... hee hee hee. Time to buy everything. Ransack the shop. Okay. Let me... 1, 2. There we go. So we have all of the antiques ready to be pimped later on. So I'll probably have time to do one storyline before I end the episode here, and then pick it back up in the next recording. Let's talk to Nisha first. So you approach the art studio and you hear what you think is Nisha pacing back and forth. If you're not doing to let me work, I don't know what to do. She must be fighting with the Fibbly Nibblies again. I better get in there. You walk into the studio. Messina, at my wit's end. You have the spell I asked for. Let me see. Here it is. Divination oil. There we go. Perfect. Divination oil. This should let me talk with them, right? Not entirely. Also, I wouldn't recommend trying that again after our last attempt. Do you have a close relationship with the Fibbly Nibblies? You do have a close relationship with the Fibbly Nibblies. But that relationship is too strained to confront them directly without an experienced witch. Then what's the point of this oil? I feel like I'm almost there with the figuring out this community mural project. Is there any way to figure out what to do without talking directly to the Fibbly Nibblies? Is there a way? Again with the text glitch because that's a repeat. Ignore them until they crumble. Fumigate them. I should just yell at them some more. Ignore them until they crumble. No, it should be something you have experience in doing. You don't want the Fibbly Nibblies to destroy the studio again. Maybe you could figure out what to do, but not at the studio. Safely away from those spiteful spirits. You did sense Nisha's desire for divination oil from her letter. Is there a form of divination you could do? That's it. Let's do a tarot reading and see what the card says. Is this something you can actually do? Of all the forms of divination, it is the one I'm most familiar with, yes. Of course, I'm still learning, But there aren't consequences with tarot readings. Well, at least nothing like spirits wrecking your art studio. That's right then. Where do we get a tarot deck though? I have one at my place. We can do it there. Yeah, that's probably best. Who knows what the fibbly nibblies would try if we did it here. Let's get going there. Let's get going then. You and Nisha make your way to your home. You and Nisha make your way to your home. Wow, I haven't been here in ages. It still looks the same as I remember it. Yeah, I didn't bother to change anything considering I'm not here for that long. Well, that and I kind of like the place already. I keep my deck on my altar, so let's do the reading there. You and Nisha stand over the altar. First, let's apply this oil, okay? Then, let me shuffle the cards to cleanse them of their old energy. You take the card in your hands and shuffle them a few times. So, how does this work? First, we need to decide what spread we want. I think a 4-card spread might be best. As I said, I'm still learning, so I'd like to avoid the more complex ones if that's alright. As long as I get answers. I think of it more as guidance than answers. Let's just get started. You draw 4 cards. The way that I read it is how they appear, so left to right. The first card will tell us the problem we're facing. The second card is the obstacle. The third card is recommended action to take. And lastly, the 4th card shows the outcome. Sounds straightforward enough. Well, we see if that remains true once we flip the cards. Let's see what the first card is. So, from the left, Magician. Wow, these cards are beautiful. The art is beautiful. Did you draw them yourself? No, actually, my gran made this deck for me. Our family custom is that the head witch gives a tarot deck to their apprentices once they start training. I feel like I could learn a thing or two from your gran. She's an excellent artist. Anyway, what does this card mean? So this is the Magician depicted by a plant called the Tani of Crete. This card symbolizes skill, focused energy, and manifestations. Though we're reading this card for a tricky situation, the card is probably telling us there's a lack of these things. I have skills. I don't think the card necessarily means your artistic skill in this case. Remember, we're asking what to do with about the fibbly nibbles. The typos. I think in this case, the card is saying that maybe you and their energies are out of sync. Somehow, you aren't communicating effectively, so you can't harness each other's energy. What do you think? I guess it's figuring out how to communicate then. But we tried that, and it didn't work. I wouldn't say that it was our best attempt though. So the card is telling us there's something more to do there. Maybe we should go ahead and turn the next card. The Devil. So our obstacle is the Devil. Now this one makes perfect sense. Hang on. This card might not mean what you think it does. But it does mean there's some sort of chaos going on in your life. Perhaps some manipulation and confusion. But I remember when my gran talked to me about this card and why she chose the Sundew to represent it. And I was like, it's carnivorous, duh. And she said yes, that was part of it. But when people first started collecting Sundews, they thought they were the most darling plants. And then they discovered they were carnivorous. Someone explained that the Sundews were then vegetable wickedness. And my gran thought it was hysterical. When you're dealing with the devil, sometimes you need just laugh. You You need just laugh at the absurdities of things. The sentence is giving me... Yeah, no, I don't like it. Sometimes, by not embracing the chaos, you cause more friction. I have been trying to cut them out of my life more recently, more so than I did when I was younger. Even then, it's not like they didn't cause trouble. I liked the fibbly nibblies, but it was exhausting being the weird girl in class. I just wanted to fit in. Did you ever think you were weird? What? No. I always thought I was fine. It was everyone else. I could be myself with the fibbly nibblies. Let's pull the next card. Temperance. Gorgeous card. So temperance represents the actions you can take. This is interesting. In a good or bad way? Well, it implies something in your life needs healing. And since this reading is regarding the fibbly nibblies, and what you should do about them, it might be that the two of you need to do some healing work, which is a step beyond communicating. I tried asking them what they wanted before. I felt that wasn't the right approach. It might be more what the both of you want. Temperance usually means something along the line of cooperation and finding harmony. The other curious thing is temperance is number 14, while the devil number is 15. So if you can heal your relationship, you might find harmony in the chaos. But how do I heal my relationship with them? You said you used to play with them as a kid, right? Yeah. Have you tried that recently? No, I mean, I'm not a kid anymore. So maybe it's not playing with them like you were a kid, but somehow still including them in your life. You said they were a big source of your creativity, so maybe it's something along the lines of that. Maybe you're right. So what's the outcome? The Empress. Ha! The outcome is the Empress. What's so funny about that? The Empress is a card of creativity, uncontrolled creativity at that. It's also a card of nurturing. If there was a card to represent you, I think this would be it. The Empress. I think I could work with that. But what could it imply for me and the fibbly nibblies? So it sounds like if you were able to find balance with the fibbly nibbles again, you might become even more creative. What I thought was holding me back all my life might be my way forward? That's what the card seems to say. Of course, this is going to take some work on your hand. Yeah, it will. There's not much time either. Maybe this festival piece can be the start of something new with the fibbly nibblies. Yeah, maybe it could be. I wish there was some way I wish there was some way to at least set us up to work peacefully together. Devin always say you can sort all your problem over a cup of tea. Tea, huh? That gives you an idea. If only life were that simple. I'm going to head back to the studio. Maybe I can start refigure things out there. Sounds good. I'm glad the tarot reading seemed to help. I've never done a reading for anyone else before. It was an exciting experience. Here's to both of us learning new things today. I get going though. Thanks again for your help, Miss Tina. You know, Jimena has an old teapot at her store. I wonder if I could make something with that. Nisha might not realize it, but Devin is onto something. Okay, so I'll go back to the village and we'll stop there for this episode. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I always appreciate your support and presence. I can't wait until I'll be able to stream some more. But in the meantime, please do be patient. For those of you who want to watch more of Valkyrie Profile, I promise I'm going to finish the game. It's just, like I said, it's a set of circumstances that prevents me from recording more or as much as I would want for the episodes. But definitely, if today I have some time, I'll try to squeeze maybe 1 or 2 episodes. That way, at least you get 2 episodes released throughout the month of June. If not, it's mostly going to be this game. So if this game is not for you, well, I apologize. I'm terribly sorry. But please do check out all of my friends, you know, on the Animal Crossing community. There's a lot of streamers that I absolutely adore. If you see me there in chat, don't hesitate to say hi. And yeah, so I'm going to wish you all a happy time zones. Please take care of yourselves, and I'll see you next time. Bye.